Welcome to Chicago and ProMat 2025, a show dedicated to moving things around facilities. I'm Robert Schoenberger, Editor-in-Chief of IndustryWeek and Group Editorial Director for Endeavor Business Media's Manufacturing Group, which includes our material handling and logistics brand. Material handling is a huge category that can include everything from the automated package systems at giant distribution centers to manual pallet jacks that move loads across factory floors. ProMat had a little bit of everything this year, but a few major trends emerged.
I've not only been at ProMat for 2 days, but I've been at ProMat for probably 20 years, since the early 2000s. So the one thing I've noticed this year, probably more than in recent years, is they're just trying to make technology easy, like the ease of use, bringing in enough technology that it's almost at a basic enough level so that if you have labor issues, if you have to continually train new people or hire new people, it doesn't matter, or at least that's the promise of the technology, is that there should be a process where you can just get up to work, get up to speed, get people going and working on moving products to the warehouse as fast as possible, as accurately as possible, as efficiently as possible, as safely as possible. That's the message here. I've seen a lot of technology, and it seems like the promise of AI might still be the promise rather than the reality, but I think we're getting closer. I think you're seeing a lot of instances of AI, or at least automation that's enhanced with AI, making things that we never thought about before possible.
See you tomorrow. So that prevents the fly sleeves from turning into knee pads.
Making work easier comes in a lot of forms at ProMat. Wearable tech that makes it simpler to scan barcodes on packages, augmented reality systems to direct warehouse employees to where parts are supposed to be, and lift assistance devices. Some of those were high-powered exoskeletons, and others were simpler mechanical ones, like this one from HeroWare. I spoke with Brad Gibson with Barden Supplies, a warehouse distribution operator for heating, ventilation, cooling system materials, after he tried the HeroWare exoskeleton. He estimated that the lift assistance device, which functions by shifting some of the weight of the load from an operator's arms to their legs, made packages feel about 30% lighter.
Try it out. So pinch to deactivate.
That's crazy. Well, I thought it looked really cool, and I think from an ergonomics perspective, it's beneficial because it would help team members who are doing repetitive motion not injure themselves. It took away at least 25% of the weight of the product that I was trying to lift, and it felt smooth. So I think there's a huge application for case pick, piece pick, and in my world, big pieces of pipe.
Another theme at ProMat? Look up. Several companies are showing systems that stack goods higher and higher on shelves and use robots and automated vehicles to retrieve them. This floor-to-ceiling system from Gray Matter was just one of dozens of extremely vertical systems on display. Why? Real estate.
Well, part of the issue for verticality is it's just hard getting the right size of a warehouse or a distribution center. I think a trend right now is companies don't want the 1 million square foot facility. They'd rather have a 100,000 square foot facility. It's just hard finding that kind of real estate because all those, it's like with houses right now. As soon as one comes on the market, they get snatched up. So how do you accommodate or account for that? You go up rather than out.
Another example, this bright pink option from Ryson. Regional Sales Manager Bill Kane walked me through this offering.
This is a vertical conveyance or a spiral. It takes packages from low to high or high to low in a very efficient, small footprint. It's the only way to bring some product up. It may not be the answer to all of them, but it's definitely the answer to some of the questions on how do I get product from here to here.
In many industries, large manufacturers are investing in startups, setting up internal incubators and venture capital operations to try to capture the next big idea. And a lot of those startups are at ProMat. One was Cientis, a Nokia-backed drone company.
So I'm Michael Baldwin from Cientis. We are a Nokia venture. The solution that we're bringing here is an autonomous inventory management solution that uses drone-based scanning approach to intelligently scan your warehouse wrapping. drone, as it flies, is executing a pre-planned mission. It is localizing in real time, repositioning itself within the front of the bin locations and capturing images of the contents of those bin locations. Once the drone has executed its mission, we take the information, the images that it's gathered, and we generate a suite of analytical insights from that.
Piaggio, maker of Vespa scooters, is also looking into the material handling space with automated mobile robots that operators train by having the AMRs follow them around like puppies.
Yeah, so we started with following technology in 2019 with this idea that robots are often put in places where humans can't go, so we want to bridge that gap, and we want robots and humans to interact and work together. So we study how humans move, and then we program our robots to move like them and to follow them in spaces that they exist in the built environment, as we say.
Finally, let's highlight a few things that were just new, innovative, or cool, like this LG robot designed to operate in wet environments, possibly in food manufacturing. Orca-Pow, an Israeli company offering wireless floor mat charging for mobile robots. Robots can sip electricity all day with each pass. That could cut costs in several ways, eliminating long charge times, cutting the need for extra robots to operate while others charge, and freeing up floor space that would otherwise go to charging stations. At Ocado Intelligent Automation Solutions, I spoke with CEO Mark Richardson about some innovative storage and retrieval systems they had on display.
So this is our OSRS, Ocado Storage Retrieval System. It's a densely packed grid of bins in which we put stock. It has robots that run around on the top, occupying just a single grid square, that move those bins from decant stations into storage, from storage to pick stations, from pick stations to dispatch. And then in addition here, I guess excitingly, we have the robotic picking. The robotic picking here happens right on top of the grid. It's tightly integrated with the movement of the grid bots. It's the same software that controls both of them. And the grid bots bring boxes to the vicinity of the picking robot, and then the picking robot picks from stock bins to customer bins. And then the grid robots can take those bins away and bring fresh ones. And that allows us to drive extremely high throughput through this OSRS and incredibly high productivity for single each picking.
Another ProMat innovator is Liftians, a Silicon Valley startup that offers mobile robots that can keep loads level on slopes and ramps. I spoke with company sales manager Jerry Hahn about some of the innovations.
There are AMRs all around, but this is the first that has a self-balancing top plate. So it can go up a 15-grade slope, carrying a maximum load capacity of 1,800 pounds. And the use applications for this would be, so we have a lot of clients who have really old warehouses. And those old warehouses have ramps leading down into assembly zones or production zones, loading zones. And those are around 10 to 15 grade slopes. This is really useful for them.
Thank you for taking the time to watch or listen. This is Robert Schoenberger with IndustryWeek, and for more ProMat coverage, please watch for Dave Blanchard's stories in material handling and logistics.